Ladies and gentlemen, today's RetroWolf 88 hunting episode is a little bit different than previous episodes because I am going to be turning CDs into GameCube games and more, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that, so let's go. It's a beautiful day outside, as you can see. I am here in an absolute mess of a storage unit, and I'm going to use this step stool to get those boxes down, and this I'm going to show you what we're doing. So let's do it. Okay, so here's what we're looking at. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes full of CDs, and we are going to hopefully turn these CDs into some GameCube games. And I'm going to explain to you what I'm talking about on the way to our destination. So let's go. All right, so here is what we are doing, folks. I'm going to take those 4 boxes full of CDs. Like I said, I'm going to take those CDs and I'm going to try to turn them into GameCube games. Now, how am I doing that? Well, in my local city, we have 2 different giant multimedia stores. One of them is called Mckays, which is a local chain with, I believe, 3 locations. And then the other one is called Second and Charles, which is a more widely known chain. Both of these locations sell anything and everything you could think of. Toys, games, movies, books, CDs, you know, Blu-rays, anything you could think of. Board games, collectibles, electronics, they sell it all. But what they also do is they will take in video games, books, music, movies, toys, collectibles, and give you trade credit for those. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 2 of these boxes of CDs to Mckays, and I'm going to take 2 of the boxes to Second and Charles. Now, I'm actually considering doing 3 boxes at Mckays and 1 box at Second and Charles. Now, the reason that I'm doing that is because I know that Mckays has a much bigger GameCube selection than Second and Charles does. As a matter of fact, we're going to Mckays first, and then we're going to go to Second and Charles after that. Second and Charles, this is a new Second and Charles. It's only been there for, I believe, less than a year. So I would suspect they probably don't have a whole lot of video game inventory. And it's my assumption that they probably do not have very many GameCube games. So I'm probably going to take 3 of the boxes of CDs to Mckays to try to maximize the amount of credit I get there. And then I'll take 1 box of CDs to Second and Charles, with the hopes that I can walk out of Second Charles with at least 1 GameCube game that I need for the collection. Now, where did I get these CDs? Well, a while back, I bought a giant pallet full of CDs and DVDs. It was primarily CDs and DVDs, but there were also some audiobooks, some PC games, some software, a few video games. And I actually did a video on that Pallet Lot. If you want to check that out for more context, I'll leave a link to that in the description down below, and you can see how I got this giant pallet full of multimedia and how I sorted through it. So that is where these came from. And CDs and DVDs are kind of hard to sell. I did go through the pallet and I picked out the sellable DVDs, and I'm selling those on eBay. But the rest, it's like, you know, the only way I'm going to sell these is if I go to a flea market or something, right? And I just don't have time for that. So I figured the best course of action would be for me to trade them into a place that accepts them, like a place like Mckays and Second Charles. But anyways, I've been ranting and rambling long enough. Let's go to Mckays and see what we can do. We're going to scope the store out, see what kind of GameCube games they have in stock, and I'm going to take you guys on like a quick tour around the store as well. And we're going to do the same thing at Second and Charles. So let's go. So let me jump in here real fast. So before we get into the Mckays footage, just a few quick things I want to touch on. I didn't really get a whole lot of footage in Mckays because number 1, they were blasting copyright music. Number 2, there were a lot of people in there, so that made it very difficult to film. So not gonna have a whole lot of footage of Mckays. Didn't really get to do a tour of the store like I wanted to, but we do have some footage, and I might even throw some voiceover over that footage. But we're gonna head into Mckays, scope out the GameCube games, and get this trade process going. So let's go ahead and jump back into the footage. So here we are at Mckays. used books, CDs, movies, and more. Let's get this trade going. Alright, so now all we got to do is fill these up with some CDs from these boxes. Alright, so we're done. I've got 3 of these totes filled for a total of 395 items. Now here's the thing, I did not get a chance to go through these, so there's a pretty good chance that some of these are probably missing discs. So I'm probably gonna just say 350 items whenever I do the math to see how much store credit I get per item. We're gonna go ahead and take these in the store, hand them off, and then take a look around, scope out, see what kind of GameCube games they have. So let's go. These are where the bangers are. Got Super Smash Bros. There. So I went over to the GameCube games that they have on the shelf to kind of scope it out and see what they've got in stock. And most of the GameCube games they had in stock were GameCube games I already had, but I did see 3 GameCube games I needed. And then I walked over to the glass case where they keep the expensive GameCube games, and I saw some heavy hitters. So I went ahead and left Mckays because it was going to take a while for them to process the trade, so I decided to leave and come back on a different day. But I did walk out of there with 3 GameCube games I needed for the collection, all complete in box, and I didn't have to spend a dime thanks to my good friend Chris, who will be showing up in just a moment when we visit Second Charles. He hooked me up with some trade credit for Mckays, and I used that to purchase these 3 games. So we got Cabela's Outdoor Adventures, All-Star Baseball 2003, and F1 2002. So again, thank you, Chris, for hooking me up with that trade credit. Really appreciate it, brother. So we're gonna go ahead and head on to Second and Charles. We're gonna get the trade going for Second Charles, and then Chris is gonna join me, and me and him are gonna scope out the store and just kind of walk around and see what we can see. Hopefully we see some GameCube games. Hopefully we see something cool. And then I'm gonna come back on a different day to get my trade credit. So let's go ahead and jump into that. So here we are with Chris, and he's got a freaking RetroWolf shirt on. Look at that. How freaking cool is that, dude? Representing. I got my trades together. Got 167 items here. At Second Charles, we're gonna take these in here, hand them off. Maybe they could process them pretty quickly, and I could find out how much trade credit I'm gonna get off this.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Guys!
Dude, they've even got dog toys here, man. And Doug's not even here.
Owned. Absolute owned. Fucking destroyed. Fuck you, Doug. Don, get fucking owned.
Yeah, we got to scope out the GameCube games because store credit that I get will be spent on GameCube games. So what do we got here? We got all kinds of stuff, man. We got some clone consoles. Retron 5, it's okay. We got some Sega Genesis. Got some Atari.
I'm still a fool for old Ataris.
Yeah, it's cool stuff, man. Cool stuff.
Like the artwork.
Yeah.
Like the games never lived up to the artwork.
Right. Yeah, exactly. They never did. Hey, there's this thing again. Well, no, this one's basketball. We saw football.
That's an old one.
It does, yeah, it looks old, doesn't it?
It's got some yellow in it.
I don't know what this is, but this is actually kind of cool. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles basketball. It kind of falls in line with what I'm collecting with Tigers, but it's not a Tiger brand. Got a lot of DS games. Alright, so we got Xbox 360, Xbox One. I bet the GameCube is on the other side, I bet. That's kind of sick.
Oh, did you ever get into Animal Crossing?
Oh, dude, hell yeah, I did, man. A lot of PS4 games, PS3. We got to be getting close to the GameCube. PS2, PSP, PS1, Wii U. I'm not seeing it, man. I'm not seeing it. Yeah, here's one.
No joke.
I don't see any more, dude.
Yeah, that's that one I picked up.
Yeah, and it does not have a manual. Dude, you know some people have a toad fetish.
Really?
Nah, I just made that up. This.
Oh, no way.
That is not the re-release. That is the original. That's the original, man, and it's still in the freaking, and it's only $36. And they've got the Spider-Man too, but that one is $100. So that one's a little bit out of my price range. But yeah, man, I think I gotta get that, man.
I think you should.
That's sick, dude. You just don't find Tiger Electronics in the original packaging. So that's Second and Charles, everybody, in Hickson, Tennessee. Really awesome store. A lot of cool stuff in there. Thank you again, Chris, for joining me. That was a lot of fun. And oh my God, I've got to get that sealed Tiger handheld. Now the question is, will I get enough store credit from the CDs that I traded in order to get that Tiger handheld? Now, I turned over to Second and Charles 167 CDs. Condition varied, so I know they're not going to accept all of them, but I gave them 167 CDs. Hopefully I can get enough credit to at least get that Tiger handheld. At the very least, that's what I want to walk out of there with. So let's go ahead and roll that footage and see how much credit I get, and let's see what I walk out of Second and Charles with. Let's go. We are back at Second and Charles, and it is time to see how much trade credit we got and what we're going to pick up.
You currently have $62.85 in credit.
Okay, perfect. There's actually something over here in the case I wanted to take a look at if you don't care. X-Men Tiger Electronic in the package here.
Not in the back there,
Yeah.
and I don't think we have any.
Gotcha. Okay, so we've got $60-something in credit, she said. The Tiger handheld is $36, so I've got some extra credit, so about $25. So I'm gonna take a look at the other games and see what we can get. So, Second Charles gave me $63, roughly $63 in trade credit. They weren't able to tell me how many CDs they accepted, so judging by what Mckays accepted, I'm going to say they probably accepted about 75 of the 167 because they're very strict about condition. So they probably only accepted about 75 CDs. That's just an estimate though. So by that estimate, that means that I got about 84 cents in trade per CD, which is not too bad. That's actually pretty freaking good if that is accurate. But regardless, I got enough trade credit to walk out of there with 4 Nintendo Wii games that I needed, as well as that Tiger handheld. So the 4 Nintendo Wii games are Rabbids Go Home, Ninja Bread Man, Speed Racer the video game, and Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer. And my favorite pickup, and this is one of my favorite pickups that I've gotten in a long time actually. Sealed, still in the package, original model of X-Men Project X Tiger Electronic handheld from 1993. First of all, Tiger Electronics are hard to find as it is loose, but finding them still sealed in the packaging like this is next to impossible. And they only wanted $36 for it. But I didn't have to pay a dime because I had enough trade credit to get that and the Wii games and have a little bit of trade credit left over. Now they also had 2 other sealed Tiger Electronic handhelds, being Spider-Man and one sports game. I have no interest in sports game, but I do want that Spider-Man, but they're wanting $99 for it, so I might have to hold off for that. But I might go to try to snag that on a future date by taking some trades to them and see if I can't get that. So that's it with Second Charles. Let's go ahead and move on to Mckays. And we're going to see how much trade credit we get from Mckays, and can I walk out of there with 1 or more of those mid-tier heavy hitter games for the GameCube that I saw in the glass case. Also, I do want to mention that I did take 395 CDs to Mckays. However, I didn't check them to see if the discs were in there. So because of that and because of condition, they probably didn't accept anywhere near 395, but let's find out how many they accepted and how much trade credit we got right now.
I'm sorry?
Do you have a record of how many items they accepted by chance?
It just says total items 151 though, so they took 151.
Okay, so at Mckays, we managed to get $113 in trade credit, plus I still had some leftover trade credit from what Chris gave me, so we had like $122 total in trade credit, roughly. Mckays told me they accepted 151 items of the 395, so we got roughly $1.34 per item in trade credit from Mckays. That's pretty freaking good. That's pretty freaking good, and because of that, I was able to snag 2 mid-tier heavy hitter GameCube games, complete in box, in fantastic condition, and I only had to spend $8 of my own money. So essentially I got these games for $4 a piece, and those 2 games are Super Smash Bros. Melee and Star Fox Adventures. So I got these 2 games for $4 each. How freaking cool is that, everybody? And that, folks, is how I turned CDs into GameCube games. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. This video was a lot of fun to make. It was a little bit different than other hunting episodes, and that's okay because we want to add a little bit of variety to the channel. So if you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you're new here, subscribe to join the RetroWolf family. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about this little hunting adventure? Let me know what you think about the pickups, including the Tiger Electronic handheld. And folks, as always, I appreciate you tuning into the channel. Stay safe out there, keep playing games and having a good time, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Later.